Do you want to successfully complete the WGU D329 Objective Assessment for Networks and Security Applications course? Then you're in the right place. Our website provides a list of questions and answers with an emphasis on preparing for your success in the Networks and Security Applications D329 course. In this video, we will cover questions from network attacks, security protocols, authentication, malware and security measures. So, let's get started. 1. A system administrator has noticed unusual outbound traffic from a company workstation to an unknown external IP address. After an investigation, it was discovered that the workstation was compromised, and sensitive data was being transferred to the external server. Despite the antivirus and firewall being up to date, this incident still occurred. Which of the following is the most likely cause of the breach? A. Zero-day attack. B. Social engineering attack. C. Distributed denial of service, DDoS attack. D. DNS poisoning attack. Do you know the answer? Correct answer. A. Zero-day attack. Explanation. A zero-day attack exploits a vulnerability that is unknown to the software vendor or has not been patched yet, making it undetectable by antivirus or firewall systems that rely on known threat signatures. In this scenario, the attacker likely used an unknown vulnerability to gain access to the workstation and exfiltrate sensitive data without detection. Social engineering, DDoS, and DNS poisoning are different attack types that don't align with the detailed description of the breach. 2. Which of the following types of attacks uses multiple computers to overwhelm the target system, causing service disruption? A. SQL injection. B. Brute force attack. C. Distributed denial of service, DDoS attack. D. Man-in-the-middle attack. Do you know the answer? Correct answer. C. Distributed denial of service, DDoS attack. Explanation. A DDoS attack occurs when multiple computers, often part of a botnet, overwhelm a target system with traffic, making it unavailable to users. The other attack types listed do not involve overwhelming a system with traffic in the same way. 3. A security analyst is conducting a review of a recently discovered vulnerability. This vulnerability allows an attacker to execute arbitrary code on a remote system by sending specially crafted packets. Which of the following best describes this type of vulnerability? A. Privilege escalation. B. Remote code execution. C. Buffer overflow. D. SQL injection. Can you guess the answer? Correct answer. B. Remote code execution. Explanation. Remote code execution occurs when an attacker can execute malicious code on a remote system by exploiting vulnerabilities, such as improperly handled input. In this scenario, the vulnerability allows arbitrary code execution via specially crafted packets. Buffer overflow, privilege escalation, and SQL injection are different types of attacks. 4. Which of the following protocols is used to encrypt email communications, ensuring confidentiality between sender and receiver? A. SSH-B-SMIME. C. TLS-D. HTTPS. What do you think is the answer? Correct. Answer. B. SMIME. Explanation. SMIME, the Secure/Multipurpose Internet Mail. Key extensions is used to encrypt and digitally sign email communications, ensuring confidentiality and integrity. TLS and HTTPS secure web communications, and SSH is used for secure command line access, not email. 5. A security administrator needs to ensure that all user authentication requests sent over the network are encrypted. Which protocol should be implemented to achieve this? A. HTTP/B, FTP/C, LDAP, D. LDAPs. Do you know the answer? Correct. Answer. D. LDAPs. Explanation. LDAP's lightweight directory. Access protocol secure is the secure version of LDAP which encrypts authentication traffic. HTTP and FTP do not offer the required encryption, and plain LDAP is not secure without TLS or SSL. 6. Which of the following is the primary security concern associated with the use of wireless networks in public locations? A. Rogue access points. B. Man-in-the-middle attacks. C. Signal interference. D. Packet loss. Can you guess the answer? Correct. Answer B. Man-in-the-middle attacks. Explanation: man-in-the-middle (MITM) attacks are a major concern for wireless networks in public locations where an attacker can intercept communications between a client and a server. While rogue access points are also a concern, MITM attacks directly impact the confidentiality of the communication. 7. Which of the following is a method used to capture and analyze network traffic to identify suspicious or malicious activity? A. Protocol analyzer. B. Firewall. C. honeypot. D. IDS. Can you guess the answer? Correct. Answer A. Protocol analyzer. Explanation: a protocol analyzer captures and analyzes network traffic, allowing security professionals to examine packet contents and identify suspicious or malicious activity. Firewalls block or allow traffic, honeypots attract attackers, and IDS detects intrusions but does not capture traffic for analysis. 8. An attacker sends unsolicited messages over an internet messaging service. This attack is known as which of the following? A. Spam. B. Phishing. C. Spam. D. Smishing. Do you know the answer? Correct. Answer C. Spam. Explanation: spam, spam over instant messaging, refers to unsolicited messages sent over an instant messaging service. Spam generally refers to unsolicited email. Phishing involves tricking users into revealing sensitive information, and SMS targets users via SMS text messages. 9. A company needs to transfer a large file containing personal customer information to a business partner. Which of the following is the best protocol to use to ensure secure file transfer? A. FTPB, TFTPC, SFTPD, Telnet. Can you guess the answer? Correct. Answer C. SFTP. Explanation: SFTP, Secure File Transfer Protocol, uses SSH to encrypt file transfers, ensuring secure data transmission. FTP and TFTP are not secure protocols, and Telnet is used for remote command line access, not file transfer. 10. A network administrator wants to restrict access to certain areas of the network based on user identity. Which of the following is the best access control model to implement? A. Discretionary access control, DAC. B. Role-based access control. C. Mandatory access control. D. Attribute-based access control. Do you know the answer? Correct. Answer B. Role-based access control. Explanation: Role-based access control, RBAC, assigns permissions based on the role a user holds within the organization. This model allows the administrator to control access to areas of the network based on a user's job responsibilities. DAC, MAC, and ABAC are other access control models, but do not directly address the need for user identity-based restrictions. 11. Which of the following best describes the goal of a man-in-the-middle, MITM attack? A. To deny users access to a resource. B. To alter communications between two parties without their knowledge. C. To exploit a vulnerability in a network protocol. D. To inject malicious code into a web application. What do you think is the answer? Correct answer B. To alter communications between two parties without their knowledge. Explanation: A man-in-the-middle 𝗓𝗵𝗶𝗀𝗃 attack occurs when an attacker intercepts and possibly alters communications between two parties without their knowledge. The goal is to eavesdrop or manipulate the communication for malicious purposes. Denying access and exploiting vulnerabilities are other attack types, but are not the primary focus of a 𝗕𝗫𝗄 attack. 12. A company implements a policy requiring all employees to authenticate using two separate factors, such as something they know and something they have. Which of the following authentication methods does this describe? A. Single sign-on. SSO. B. Two-factor authentication. 2FA. C. Password-based authentication. D. Role-based authentication. Do you know the answer? Correct answer, B. Two-factor authentication and 2FA. Explanation. Two-factor authentication, 2FA, requires users to authenticate using two different types of credentials, such as something they know, password, and something they have, security token. SSO, password-based and role-based authentication, do not necessarily require two separate factors for authentication. 13. Which of the following attacks involves an attacker flooding a target system with connection requests, but not completing the handshake process? A. SYN flood. B. 𝗬𝗵𝗶𝗀. Attack C. DNS poisoning. D. SQL injection. Can you guess the answer? Correct. Answer. A. SYN flood. Explanation. A SYN flood attack occurs when an attacker sends a large number of SWIN, synchronize, requests to a target but never completes the TCP handshake. This overloads the system, preventing it from responding to legitimate connection requests. 𝗬𝗵𝗶 attacks, DNS poisoning, and SQL injection are different types of attacks. 14. Which of the following is a benefit of using WPA2 with AES encryption on a wireless network? A. Improved speed. B. Increased security. C. Easier configuration. D. Backward compatibility with WEP? Can you guess the answer? Correct answer. B. Increased security. Explanation. WPA2 with AES encryption provides strong security for wireless networks by using advanced encryption algorithms. This makes it more secure than older protocols like 𝗬𝗂𝗰𝗶𝘀. While it may not improve speed or ease of configuration, it significantly enhances security. 15. Which of the following is the best reason for disabling unused services on a server? A. To improve performance. B. To reduce attack surface. C. To prevent unauthorized access. D. To conserve resources. What do you think is the answer? Correct answer, B. To reduce attack surface. Explanation. Disabling unused services reduces the attack surface of a server by limiting the number of potential vulnerabilities that an attacker can exploit. While it may also improve performance and conserve resources, the primary security benefit is reducing the risk of attack. 16. Which of the following security controls is used to prevent data from being intercepted during transmission between 2 points? A. Encryption. B. Firewall. C. Antivirus. D. Access control list. Do you know the answer? Correct answer, A. Encryption. Explanation. Encryption is used to protect data during transmission, ensuring that even if it is intercepted, it cannot be read by unauthorized parties. Firewalls control traffic flow, antivirus software detects and removes malware, and access control lists regulate access to resources. 17. Which of the following attacks attempts to redirect traffic from a legitimate website to a malicious one by corrupting DNS records? A. DNS poisoning. B. Phishing. C. SQL injection. D. ARP poisoning. What do you think is the answer? Correct. Answer A. DNS poisoning. Explanation: DNS poisoning, also known as DNS spoofing, occurs when an attacker corrupts the DNS records of a domain, causing traffic intended for a legitimate website to be redirected to a malicious site. Phishing, SQL injection, and ARP poisoning are different types of attacks that do not involve DNS manipulation. 18. A company wants to ensure that data stored on employee laptops is protected in case the devices are lost or stolen. Which of the following is the best solution to implement? A. Antivirus software. B. Full disk encryption. C. VPN. D. Two-factor authentication. What do you think is the answer? Correct answer: B. Full disk encryption. Explanation: Full disk encryption ensures that all data stored on a laptop is encrypted and cannot be accessed by unauthorized individuals if the device is lost or stolen. Antivirus software, VPNs, and two-factor authentication do not provide the same level of protection for stored data. 19. Which of the following describes the main purpose of a honeypot in a network? A. To detect unauthorized access. B. To lure attackers and study their behavior. C. To filter network traffic. D. To block malware infections. Can you guess the answer? Correct. Answer B. To lure attackers and study their behavior. Explanation: A honeypot is a decoy system used to attract attackers and observe their activities without compromising the actual network. It is not designed primarily for detecting access, filtering traffic, or blocking malware, though it may help security teams improve defenses based on the information gathered. 20. Which of the following provides an additional layer of security by encrypting data at rest on a mobile device? A. Remote wipe B. Screen lock. C. Full disk encryption. D. Application sandboxing. Do you know the answer? Correct answer: C. Full disk encryption. Explanation: Full disk encryption ensures that all data stored on a mobile device is encrypted and protected, even if the device is lost or stolen. Screen locks, remote wipes, and application sandboxing are additional security measures, but do not provide the same level of data protection as encryption. 21. Which of the following technologies allows users to securely connect to an internal corporate network from a remote location over the Internet? A. Firewall. B. VPN C IDS D DNS. What do you think is the answer? Correct. Answer B. VPN. Explanation: A virtual private network, VPN, allows users to securely connect to an internal network over the Internet by encrypting the connection. Firewalls, IDS, and DNS do not provide remote access in the same way. 22. An attacker attempts to gain access to a server by guessing multiple possible combinations of usernames and passwords. This attack is known as which of the following? A. Denial of service, DOS attack. B. Dictionary attack. C. Man-in-the-middle attack. D. Phishing. Can you guess the answer? Correct answer: B. Dictionary attack. Explanation: A dictionary attack involves an attacker trying various combinations of commonly used usernames and passwords to gain access to a system. It is different from DOS, MITM, and phishing attacks, which have other objectives and methods. 23. A company wants to restrict access to its network based on device attributes such as MAC addresses. Which of the following is the best method to implement? A. Role-based access control. B. MAC filtering. C. Two-factor authentication. D. IDS. What do you think is the answer? Correct. Answer B. MAC filtering. Explanation. MAC filtering is a security method used to restrict network access based on the MAC addresses of devices. It ensures that only authorized devices can connect to the network. Role-based access control, two-factor authentication, and IDS do not provide the same type of control over network access. 24. Which of the following encryption methods uses a public key to encrypt data and a private key to decrypt it? A. Symmetric encryption. B. Hashing. C. Asymmetric encryption. D. Steganography. What do you think is the answer? Correct answer. C. Asymmetric encryption. Explanation. Asymmetric encryption uses a pair of keys, a public key for encryption and a private key for decryption. Symmetric encryption uses a single key for both, while hashing and steganography are not encryption methods. 25. Which of the following would best protect sensitive data from being intercepted while being transmitted over a network? A. Firewalls. B. Antivirus software. C. Encryption. D. Intrusion prevention system. Do you know the answer? Correct answer. C. Encryption. Explanation. Encryption ensures that data transmitted over a network is secure, even if intercepted. Firewalls, antivirus software, and intrusion prevention systems do not directly protect data during transmission. 26. Which of the following describes the primary function of an intrusion detection system? A. To block unauthorized access to the network. B. To detect suspicious or malicious activity on the network. C. To monitor traffic for performance issues. D. To manage encryption keys. What do you think is the answer? Correct. Answer. B. To detect suspicious or malicious activity on the network. Explanation. The primary function of an IDS is to detect suspicious or malicious activity on a network. It does not block access, monitor performance issues, or manage encryption keys. 27. A security analyst is reviewing firewall logs and notices a large number of outbound requests to an external IP address from a single workstation. The workstation user reports no knowledge of these requests. Which of the following is the most likely cause? A. Trojan B ransomware. C. Man-in-the-middle attack. D. Denial of service attack. Can you guess the answer? Correct answer. A. Trojan. Explanation. A Trojan is malicious software that can be used by attackers to remotely control a compromised machine and send data to external servers without the user's knowledge. Ransomware encrypts data, while a 𝗦𝘂𝗰𝗋 attack intercepts communication, and DOS attacks overwhelm systems. 28. A system administrator wants to ensure that only authorized devices are able to connect to the company's Wi-Fi network. Which of the following is the best method to implement? A. MAC filtering. B. Firewalls. C. IDS. D. VPN. Do you know the answer? Correct answer. A. MAC filtering. Explanation. MAC filtering restricts network access based on device MAC addresses, ensuring only authorized devices can connect to the Wi-Fi network. Firewalls, IDS, and VPNs do not provide this level of control for wireless access. 29. Which of the following protocols is used to ensure the integrity and authenticity of email messages? A. 𝗬𝗵𝗶𝘀, B. FTP, C. SSL, D. HTTP. Correct answer. Do you know the answer? A. 𝗬𝗵𝗶𝘀. Explanation. 𝗬𝗵𝗶, Secure Multi-Purpose Internet Mail Extensions, ensures the integrity and authenticity of email messages by enabling encryption and digital signatures. FTP, SSL, and HTTP serve different purposes and do not directly provide email security. 30. A company is concerned about protecting sensitive customer information stored on laptops that are frequently taken outside the office. Which of the following is the best solution to implement? A. Full disk encryption. B. Antivirus software. C. VPN. D. Screen. What do you think is the answer? Correct answer. A. Full disk encryption. Explanation. Full disk encryption ensures that sensitive information on laptops is protected, even if the device is lost or stolen. Antivirus software, VPNs, and screen locks do not provide the same level of protection for stored data. Struggling with your WGU exams? We've all been there. Welcome to OAExams.com, your ultimate resource for WGU success. Find over 15,000 plus questions and answers. Join our thriving community of over 10,000 active WGU students and an impressive 100% success rate with our premium exam support. Visit OAExams.com today and take the first step toward guaranteed success. 31. An attacker compromises a trusted internal server and begins sending malicious traffic to other devices on the network. Which of the following is the best tool to detect this activity? A. Firewall. B. VPN. C. IDS. D. MAC filtering. Can you guess the answer? Correct answer. C. IDS. Explanation. An intrusion detection system, IDS, can detect suspicious or malicious activity on a network, such as traffic originating from a compromised internal server. Firewalls block traffic based on predefined rules, while VPNs and MAC filtering are not designed to detect network anomalies. 32. Which of the following methods is used to prevent unauthorized access to data stored on removable media? A. Full disk encryption. B. File permissions. C. Antivirus software. D. Firewalls. Do you know the answer? Correct answer. A. Full disk encryption. Explanation. Full disk encryption is used to protect data stored on removable media, such as USB drives, by ensuring that it cannot be accessed without the appropriate decryption key. File permissions, antivirus software, and firewalls do not provide adequate protection for data on removable media. 33. A company wants to allow employees to access internal resources from their mobile devices, but needs to ensure that only company-issued devices can connect. Which of the following is the best solution? A. Two-factor authentication. B. MAC filtering. C. Mobile device management. D. IDS. Do you know the answer? Correct answer. C. Mobile device management. Explanation. Mobile device management, MDM. Solutions allow companies to control and secure mobile devices, ensuring that only authorized company-issued devices can access internal resources. Two-factor authentication, MAC filtering, and IDS do not provide the same level of control over mobile devices. 34. Which of the following best describes the function of a VPN in securing communication between remote users and internal network resources? A. It encrypts all traffic between the remote user and the network. B. It authenticates the remote user using two-factor authentication. C. It filters traffic for malicious content. D. It allows remote users to bypass firewalls. Can you guess the answer? Correct answer. A. It encrypts all traffic between the remote user and the network. Explanation. A virtual private network, VPN, encrypts all traffic between a remote user and the internal network, ensuring that sensitive data cannot be intercepted during transmission. It does not necessarily involve two-factor authentication, filtering for malicious content, or bypassing firewalls. 35. Which of the following attacks involves an attacker sending falsified ARP messages to a local network to associate their MAC address with the IP address of another device, such as a gateway? A. ARP poisoning. B. DNS poisoning. C. Man-in-the-middle attack. D. 𝗬𝗵𝗶 attack. What do you think is the answer? Correct answer. A. ARP poisoning. Explanation. ARP poisoning occurs when an attacker sends falsified ARP messages to a network, causing traffic intended for one device, such as a gateway, to be redirected to the attacker's machine. DNS poisoning and MITM attacks are different attack methods, and a 𝗬𝗵𝗶 attack involves ICMP traffic. 36. Which of the following is an example of a strong password policy? A. Requiring passwords to be at least 6 characters long. B. Allowing users to reuse their last 5 passwords. C. Mandating passwords be changed every 30 days. D. Using two-factor authentication. Do you know the answer? Correct answer. C. Mandating passwords be changed every 30 days. Explanation. A strong password policy mandates frequent password changes to reduce the risk of unauthorized access. Requiring passwords to be at least 8 characters long and preventing users from reusing passwords are also part of a strong policy. Two-factor authentication is a separate security measure. 37. Which of the following types of malware encrypts a victim's files and demands payment in exchange for the decryption key? A. Virus. B. Trojan. C. Ransomware. D. Worm. Can you guess the answer? Correct. Answer. C. Ransomware. Explanation. Ransomware encrypts a victim's files and demands payment in exchange for the decryption key. A virus, Trojan, and worm are different types of malware with different behaviors. 38. An attacker is able to send packets to a network device, causing it to exhaust its resources and crash. Which of the following best describes this type of attack? A. Phishing. B. Brute force attack. C. Denial of service. DOS attack. D. Man-in-the-middle attack. Can you guess the answer? Correct answer. C. Denial of service. DOS attack. Explanation. A denial of service. DOS attack occurs when an attacker overwhelms a target device with traffic or resource requests, causing it to crash or become unavailable. Phishing, brute force attacks, and MITM attacks are different attack types. 39. Which of the following describes the main purpose of an intrusion prevention system? IPS. A. To block malicious traffic from entering the network. B. To monitor network traffic for suspicious activity. C. To encrypt traffic between endpoints. D. To manage network access control lists. Do you know the answer? Correct. Answer. A. To block malicious traffic from entering the network. Explanation. An intrusion prevention system, IPS, actively blocks malicious traffic from entering the network, preventing attacks before they can affect systems. An IDS monitors traffic, encryption secures communication, and access control lists manage permissions. 40. Which of the following is the best method to secure communication between a web server and client browser? A. SSH. HTTPS. VPN. D. FTP. Can you guess the answer? Correct. Answer. B. HTTPS. Explanation. HTTPS, Hypertext Transfer Protocol Secure, is the best method to secure communication between a web server and client browser by encrypting data during transmission. SSH secures remote command line access, while VPN and FTP are not used for web server communication. 41. A company wants to prevent employees from accessing malicious websites while using company-issued devices. Which of the following is the best solution? A. IDS. B. VPN. C. Content filter. D. Firewall. Do you know the answer? Correct. Answer C. Content filter. Explanation. A content filter can block access to malicious websites by inspecting and filtering web traffic based on predefined rules. IDS, VPN, and firewalls are important for network security, but are not as effective at preventing access to specific websites. 42. Which of the following best describes the purpose of encryption in a cybersecurity context? A. To detect unauthorized access. B. To protect the confidentiality of data. C. To prevent data from being deleted. D. To authenticate users to a system. Can you guess the answer? Correct answer B. To protect the confidentiality of data. Explanation. Encryption protects the confidentiality of data by converting it into an unreadable format that can only be decrypted with the correct key. It does not directly prevent unauthorized access, data deletion, or user authentication. 43. A security analyst notices that traffic from an internal network is being sent to an unknown external server. The analyst suspects that the network has been compromised by malware. Which of the following is the best tool to confirm this suspicion? A. IDS-B Protocol Analyzer. C. VPN. D. Firewall. What do you think is the answer? Correct. Answer B. Protocol Analyzer. Explanation. A protocol analyzer captures and analyzes network traffic, helping the analyst confirm whether suspicious or malicious traffic is being sent to an external server. IDS detects intrusions, VPN secures communication, and firewalls block traffic but do not analyze it in the same way. 44. An attacker modifies a legitimate web page to include malicious code that executes when users visit the page. This type of attack is known as which of the following? A. SQL injection. B. Cross-site scripting. XSS. C. Man-in-the-middle attack. D. Phishing. What do you think is the answer? Correct answer B. Cross-site scripting. XSS. Explanation. Cross-site scripting. XSS occurs when an attacker injects malicious code into a legitimate web page, causing it to execute in users' browsers. SQL injection attacks target databases, MITM attacks intercept communication, and phishing attempts to trick users into revealing sensitive information. 45. A company wants to ensure that users are authenticated before accessing internal systems. Which of the following is the best method to achieve this? A. Firewall. B. VPN. C. Two-factor authentication. D. IDS. What do you think is the answer? Correct answer. C. Two-factor authentication. Explanation. Two-factor authentication, 2FA, requires users to provide two forms of authentication, such as a password and a security token, before accessing internal systems. Firewalls, VPNs, and IDS do not provide the same level of user authentication. 46. Which of the following protocols is used to securely transfer files between systems? A. FTP. B. HTTP. C. SFTP. D. Telnet. Can you guess the answer? Correct. Answer C. SFTP. Explanation. SFTP, Secure File Transfer Protocol, uses SSH to securely transfer files between systems. FTP, HTTP, and Telnet do not provide secure file transfer capabilities. 47. Which of the following is a common method used to prevent replay attacks in a secure communication protocol? A. Digital certificates. B. Session tokens. C. VPND. Content filtering. Can you guess the answer? Correct answer, B. Session tokens. Explanation. Session tokens are commonly used to prevent replay attacks by ensuring that each session is unique and cannot be reused by an attacker. Digital certificates verify identity, VPNs secure connections, and content filtering does not address replay attacks. 48. Which of the following best describes the purpose of a digital certificate in a public key infrastructure, PKI environment? A. To provide encryption for sensitive data. B. To authenticate the identity of a user or device. C. To monitor network traffic for malicious activity. D. To manage access control lists. Can you guess the answer? Correct answer, B. To authenticate the identity of a user or device. Explanation. A digital certificate is used to authenticate the identity of a user or device in a PKI environment. It is not directly used for encryption, traffic monitoring, or access control management. 49. A security administrator wants to implement a control that limits network access to devices based on their MAC addresses. Which of the following is the best solution? A. VPN-B MAC filtering. C. IDS-D firewall. What do you think is the answer? Correct answer, B. MAC filtering. Explanation. MAC filtering allows a network administrator to restrict access based on the MAC addresses of devices. VPNs, IDS, and firewalls do not provide this level of control over device access. 50. Which of the following is the best method to ensure that data stored in a cloud environment is protected from unauthorized access? A. Firewall. B. Encryption. C. VPN-D. IDS. What do you think is the answer? Correct answer, B. Encryption. Explanation. Encryption ensures that data stored in a cloud environment is protected from unauthorized access, even if the data is intercepted or accessed by an unauthorized party. Firewalls, VPNs, and IDS do not directly protect stored data in the same way as encryption. You've reached the end of our first question set. For the complete exam preparation experience, visit us at OAExams.com, where you'll find thousands more practice questions and comprehensive study guides. Thanks for studying with us today. See you in the next video.